Sir Thurio, give us leave, I pray a while. We have some secrets to confer about. Now, tell me, Proteus, what's your will with me?
My gracious lord, that which I would discover, the law of friendship bids me to conceal. But when I call to mind your gracious favours done to me, undeserving as I am, my duty pricks me on to utter that which else no worldly good should draw from me. No, worthy prince, Sir Valentine, my friend, this night intends to steal away your daughter. Myself am one made privy to the plot. I know you have determined to bestow her on Thurio, whom your gentle daughter hates. And should she thus be stolen away from you, it would be much vexation to your age. Thus, for my duty's sake, I rather choose to cross my friend in his intended drift, than, by concealing it, heap on your head a pack of sorrows which would press you down, being unprevented, to your timeless grave.
Proteus, I thank thee for thine honest care, which to requite command me while I live. This love of theirs myself have often seen haply when they have judged me fast asleep, and oftentimes have purposed to forbid Sir Valentine her company and my court. But, fearing lest my jealous aim might err, and so unworthily disgrace the man, a rashness that I ever yet have shunned, I gave him gentle looks, thereby to find that which thyself hast now to disclose to me. And that thou mayst perceive my fear of this, knowing that tender youth is soon suggested, I nightly lodge her in an upper tower, the key whereof myself have ever kept, and thence she cannot be conveyed away.
No, noble lord, they have devised a mean how he her chamber window will ascend, and with a corded ladder fetch her down. For which the youthful lover now is gone, and this way comes he with it presently, where, if it please you, you may intercept him. But, good my lord, do it so cunningly that my discovery be not aimed at. For love of you, not hate unto my friend, have made me publisher of this pretence.
Upon mine honour, he shall never know that I had any light from thee of this.
Adieu, my lord. Sir Valentine is coming.
Sir Valentine, whither away so fast?
Please it your grace, there is a messenger that stays to bear my letter to my friends, and I am going to deliver them.
Be they of much import?
The tenor of them both signify my health and happy being at your court.
Nay then, no matter, stay with me a while. I am to break with thee of some affairs that touch me near, wherein thou must be secret. 'Tis not unknown to thee that I have sought to match my friend Sir Thurio to my daughter.
I know well, my lord, and sure the match were rich and honourable. Besides, the gentleman is full of virtue and bounty, worth, and qualities beseeming such a wife as your fair daughter. Cannot your grace win her to him, to fancy him?
No, trust me, she is peevish, sullen, forward, proud, disobedient, stubborn, lacking duty, neither regarding that she is my child, nor fearing me as if I were her father. And may I say to thee, this pride of hers, upon advice, hath drawn my love from her. And where I thought the remnant of mine age should have been cherished by her childlike beauty, I now am full resolved to take a wife and turn her out to who will take her in. Then let her beauty be her wedding dower. For me and my possessions she esteems not.
What would your grace have me do in this?
There is a lady in Verona here whom I affect, but she is nice and coy, and naught esteems my aged eloquence. Now therefore would I have thee to my tutor, for long agone I have forgot to court. Besides, the fashion of the time has changed. How and which way I may bestow myself to be regarded in her son bright eye.
Win her with gifts, if she respects not words. Dumb jewels often in their silent kind, more than quick words do move a woman's mind.
Well, but she did scorn a present that I sent her.
A woman sometimes scorns what best tempts her. Send her another. Never give her o'er, for scorn at first makes after love the more. If she do frown, 'tis not in hate of you, but rather rather to beget more the love in you. If she do chide, 'tis not to have you gone, for why? The fools are mad, if left alone, to make no repulse, whatever she doth say. Forget you gone, she doth not mean away. Flatter and praise and command, extol their graces. Though near so black, say they have angels' faces. That man that hath a tongue, I say, is no man, if with his tongue he cannot win a woman.
But she, I mean, is promised by her friends unto a youthful gentleman of worth, and kept severally from resort of men, that no man hath access to her by day.
Well, why then I would resort her by night.
Aye, but the doors be locked, and keys kept safe, that no man hath recourse to her by night.
What lets but one may enter at her window?
Her chamber is aloft, far from the ground, and built so shelving that one cannot climb it without apparent hazard of his life.
Why, then a ladder, quaintly made of cord, to cast up with a pair of anchoring hooks, would serve a scale another hero's tower, so bold Leander would adventure it.
Now, as thou art a gentleman of blood, advise me where I may have such a ladder.
When would you use it? Pray, sir, tell me that.
This very night. For love is like a child that longs for everything that he can come by.
By 7 o'clock, I'll get you such a ladder.
But hark thee, I will go to her alone. How shall I best convey the ladder thither?
It would be light, my lord, that you may bear it under a cloak that is of any length.
A cloak as long as thine will serve the turn?
Ay, my good lord.
Then let me see thy cloak. I'll get me another one of such length.
Why, any cloak will serve the turn, my lord.
How shall I fashion me to wear a cloak? I pray thee, let me feel thy cloak upon me. What letter is this same? What's here? To Sylvia. And here an engine fit for my proceeding. I'll be so bold to break the seal for once. My thoughts do harbour with my Sylvia nightly. Sylvia, this night I will enfranchise thee. 'Tis so, and he is the ladder for the purpose. Wilt thou reach the stars because they shine on thee? Go, base intruder, overweening slave, bestow thy fawning smiles on equal mates, and think my patience more than thy desert is privilege for thy departure hence. Thank me for this more than for all the favours which all too much I have bestowed on thee. But if thou linger in my territories longer, then swiftest expedition will give thee time to leave our royal court. By heaven, my wrath shall far exceed the love I ever bore my daughter or thyself. Be gone. I will not hear thy vain excuse, but as thou lovest thy life, make speed from hence.
And why not death rather than living torment? To die is to be banished from myself. And Sylvia is myself. Banished from her is self from self, a deathly banishment. That what light is light if Sylvia but not seen? What joy is joy if Sylvia be not by? Unless it be to think that she is by and feed upon the shadow of perfection, except I be by Sylvia in night. There is no music in the nightingale unless I look on Sylvia in the day. There is no day for me to look upon. She in my essence, and I leave to be, if I be not by her fair influence, fostered, illumined, cherished, kept alive. I fly not death, to fly his deadly doom. Tarry I've here. I but attend on death, but fly hence I fly away.
Run, boy, run and seek him out. What seest thou?
Him we get to find. There's not a hair on his head, but 'tis a Valentine.
Valentine?
No,
Who then? His spirit?
neither.
What then?
Nothing.
Can nothing speak, master? Shall I strike?
What wouldst thou strike?
Nothing.
Villain, forbear.
Why, I'll strike nothing, I'll pray you.
Sirrah, I say forbear. Friend Valentine, a word.
My tears are stopped and cannot hear good. My ears are stopped and cannot hear good news. So of bad already hath possessed me.
Then in dumb silence will I bury mine, for they are harsh, untunable, and bad.
Is Sylvia dead?
No, Valentine.
No, Valentine, indeed, for sacred Sylvia hath she forsworn.
No, Valentine.
Oh, no, Valentine, if Sylvia hath forsworn me, what is your news?
Sir, there is a proclamation that you are vanished.
That thou art banished. Oh, that's the news. From hence, from Sylvia, and from me, thy friend.
Oh, I have fed upon this woe already, and now excess of it will make me suffocate. Both doth Sylvia know that I am banished?
Aye, and she hath offered to the doom, which unreserved stands in effectual force, a sea of melting pearl, which some call tears. Those at her father's churlish feet she tended, with them upon her knees, her humble self, wringing her hands, whose whiteness so became them as if by now they waxed pale for woe. But neither bended knees, pure hands held up, sad sighs, deep groans, nor silver-shedding tears could penetrate her uncompassionate sire. But Valentine, if he be taken, must die. Besides, her intercession chafed him so when she for thy repeal was suppliant, that to close prison he commanded her, with many bitter threats abiding there.
No more, unless the next word that thou speakest have some malignant power upon my life. If so, I pray thee breathe in mine ear, as ending anthem of my endless dolure.
Cease to lament for that thou canst not help, and study help for that which thou lamentest. Time is the nurse and breeder of all good. Here if thou stay, thou canst not see thy love. Besides, thy stay will abridge thy life. Hope is a lover's staff. Walk hence with that and manage it against despairing thoughts. Thy letters may be here, though thou art hence, which being writ to me shall be delivered even in the milk-white bosom of thy love. The time now serves not to expostulate. Come, I'll convey thee through the city gate, and ere I part with thee, confer at large of all that may concern thy love affairs. As thou lovest Julia, though not for thyself, regard thy danger, and along with me.
I pray thee, Launce, and if thou seest my boy, bid him make haste and meet me at the north gate.
Go, sirrah, find him out. Come, Valentine.
My dear Sylvia, hapless Valentine.
I am but a fool, look you, and yet I have the wit to think my master is kind of a knave. But that's all one, if he be but one knave. He lives not now that knows me to be in love. And yet I am in love. But a team of horses shall not pluck that from me, nor who 'tis I love. And yet 'tis a woman. But what woman I will not tell myself. And yet 'tis a milkmaid. Yet 'tis not a maid, for she hath had gossips. And yet 'tis a maid, for she is her master's maid, and serves for wages. She hath more qualities than a water spaniel. Here is the catalogue of her condition. In primis, she can fetch and carry. Why? A horse can do no more. Nay, a horse cannot fetch, but only carry. Therefore, is she better than a horse? Item, she can milk. Well, look you, that's a sweet virtue in a maid with clean hands.
How now, Signor Launce? What news with your mastership?
With my master's ship? Why, it's at sea.
Why, your old vice still. Mistake the word. What news then in your paper?
The blackest news that ever thou heard.
Why, man, how black?
Why, as black as ink.
Let me read them.
Oh, fie on thee, junkhead, thou canst not read.
Thou liest, I can.
I will try thee. Tell me this, who begot thee?
Mary, the son of my grandfather.
Oh, illiterate loiterer, it was the son of thy grandmother. This proves thou cannot read.
Come, fool, come. Try me in thy paper.
There you are then, and St. Nicholas be thy speed.
Impremius, she can milk.
Aye, that she can.
Item, she brews good ale.
And thereof comes the proverb, blessing of your heart, you brew good ale.
Item, she can sew.
That's as much as to say, can she sew?
Item, she can knit.
What need a man care for a stock with a wench when she can knit him a stock?
Item, she can wash and scour.
A special virtue, for then she need not be washed and scoured.
Item, she can spin.
Then may I set the world on wheels and she can spin for her living.
Item, she hath many nameless virtues.
That's as much as to say bastard virtues that indeed know not their fathers and therefore have no names.
Here fall her vices.
Close at the heels of her virtues.
Item, she is not to be kissed fasting in respect of her breath.
Oh, well, that fault may be mended with a breakfast. Read on.
Item, she hath a sweet mouth.
Well, that makes amends for a sour breath.
Item, she doth talk in her sleep.
Well, it's no matter for that as long as she sleep not in her talk.
Item, she is slow in words.
Oh, villain that set this down among her vices. To be slow in words is a woman's only virtue. I pray thee, out with that and place it for her chief virtue.
Item, she is proud.
Out with that too. That was Eve's legacy and cannot be taken from her.
Item, she hath no teeth.
I care not for that neither, because I love crusts.
Item, she is cursed.
Well, the best is she hath no teeth to bite.
Item, she will often praise her liquor.
If her liquor be good, she shall. And if she will not, I will, for good things should be praised.
Item, she's too liberal.
Of her tongue she cannot, for that's writ down she is slow of. Of her purse she shall not, for that I'll keep shut. Now, of another thing she may, and without I cannot help, proceed.
Item, she hath more hair than wit, and more faults than hairs, and more wealth than faults.
Stop there, I'll have her. She was mine and not mine twice or thrice in that last article. Well, I'll have her, and if it be a match, as nothing is impossible.
What then?
Why then I will tell thee that thy master stays for thee at the north gate.
And I must go to him.
Well, thou must run to him, for thou hast stayed so long here that thou wilt scarce serve the turn.
Why does not tell me sooner? What's up your love letters?
Oh, now will he be swinged for reading my letter, an unmannerly slave that will thrust himself into secrets. I'll after to rejoice in the boy's correction.
Sir Thurio, fear not, but that she will love you, now Valentine is banished from his sight.
Since his exile, she hath despised me most, forsworn my company, and wailed at me that I am desperate of obtaining her.
This weak impress of love is as a figure trenched in ice, which within an hour's heat dissolves to water, and doth lose his form. Little time will melt her frozen thoughts, and worthless Valentine shall be forgot. How now, Sir Proteus, is your countryman according to our proclamation gone?
Gone, my lord.
My daughter takes us going grievously.
Oh, a little time, my lord, will kill that grief.
So I believe, but Thurio thinks not so. Proteus, the good conceit I hold of thee, for thou hast shown some sign of good desert, makes me the better to confer with thee.
Longer than I prove loyal to your grace, let me not live to look upon your grace.
Thou knowest how willingly I would effect the match between Sir Thurio and my daughter.
I do, my lord.
And also I think thou art not ignorant how she opposes her against my will.
She did, my lord, when Valentine was here.
Aye, and perversely she perseveres so. What might we do to make the girl forget the love of Valentine and love Sir Thurio?
The best way is to slander Valentine with falsehood, cowardice, and poor deceit. 3 things that women highly hold in hate.
Aye, but she'll think that it is spoken hate.
Aye, if his enemy deliver it. Therefore it must with circumstance be spoken by one whom she esteemeth as a friend.
Then you must undertake to slander him.
Oh, and that, my lord, I shall be loath to do. 'Tis an ill office for a gentleman, especially against his very friend.
Where your good word cannot advantage him, your slander can never damage him. Therefore the office is indifferent, being entreated to it by your friend.
Oh, you have prevailed, my lord. If I can do it by aught that I can in his dispraise, she shall not long continue to love him. But say this weed her love for Valentine. It follows not that she will love Sir Thurio.
Therefore, as you unwind her love from him, lest it should ravel and be good to none, you must provide to bottom it on me. Which must be done by praising him as much as in you worth dispraise Sir Valentine.
And, Proteus, we dare trust you in this kind because we know on Valentine's report you are already love's firm votary and cannot soon revolt and change your mind. Upon this warrant shall you have access where you with Sylvia may confer at large. For she is lumpish, heavy, melancholy, and for your friend's sake will be glad of you, where you may temper her by your persuasion to hate young Valentine and love my friend.
As much as I can do, I will effect. But you, Sir Thurio, are not sharp enough. You must lay lime to tangle her desires by wailful sonnets whose composed rhythms shall be full fraught with serviceable vows.
Aye, much is the force of heaven-bred poesy.
Say that upon the altar of her beauty you sacrifice your tears, your sighs, your heart, right till your ink be dry, and with your tears moist it again, and frame some feeling line that may discover such integrity. For Orpheus's lute was strung with poet sinews, whose golden touch could soften steel and stones, make tigers tame, and huge leviathans forsake unsounded depths to dance on sands. After your dire lamenting elegies, visit by night your lady's chamber window with some sweet concert, to their instruments tune a deploring dump. The night's dead silence will well become such sweet complaining grievance. This or nothing else will inherit her.
This discipline shows thou hast been in love.
And thy advice this night I'll put in practice. Therefore, sweet Proteus, my direction giver, let us into the city presently, to sort some gentlemen well skilled in music. I have a sonnet that will serve the turn, to give the onset to thy good advice.
About it, gentlemen.
We'll wait upon your grace till after dinner, and afterwards determine our proceedings.
Even now about it, I will pardon you.